The evening mist rolled across the still surface of Blackwood Lake, swallowing the fading light of the sun. At the far end of the water stood an ancient mansion, its reflection trembling in the ripples. The mansion on the lake had been empty for nearly 50 years, ever since the disappearance of its last owner, Eleanor Vance. Locals spoke of candlelight flickering in the upper windows at night, and of music drifting across the water when no one lived there. Most dismissed it as myth, until the autumn when Claire and her brother Daniel arrived. Claire, an ambitious journalist, had inherited the property from a distant relative she never met. She saw it as an opportunity, a weekend story about family secrets and forgotten wealth. Daniel, ever skeptical, agreed to join her only to ensure she stayed safe. As their car rumbled down the gravel road leading to the gates, the air grew colder, and the mansion appeared, vast, solemn, and watching. Its once grand facade was shrouded in ivy and shadow. The wrought iron gate creaked as Daniel pushed it open, and a crow startled from the fence, cawing into the dusk. Inside, dust cloaked every surface like a veil. Portraits lined the walls, their painted eyes following the siblings as they explored room after room. The air was thick with the scent of old wood and forgotten time. Claire's flashlight beam caught a glimmer, a silver locket resting atop a dusty piano. When she opened it, she found a faded photograph of a woman who looked exactly like her. Her pulse quickened. "It's impossible," she whispered. Daniel frowned, but said nothing, though unease rippled through him. As night deepened, the storm rolled in. Rain lashed the windows, and thunder cracked over the lake. The siblings took refuge in the library, where a fire sputtered weakly to life. Claire sifted through a trunk of letters, their ink blurred by time, all signed by Eleanor Vance. Letters that spoke of loneliness, betrayal, and the promise of eternal love sealed beneath the waters. When the clock struck midnight, they heard it, the faint strains of piano music echoing through the hall. Claire froze. Daniel tried to laugh it off, but his voice faltered as the music grew louder, haunting and deliberate. They followed the sound to the ballroom, where the grand chandelier swayed gently though no wind stirred. The piano keys moved on their own, pressing down in a melancholy waltz. Then, from the shadows near the window, a figure appeared, a woman in a flowing white gown, her eyes glimmering like liquid silver. Claire stepped closer, whispering, "Eleanor." The ghost's face softened, but her voice was a whisper carried by the wind. "You came back to me." The next moments blurred, the floorboards groaned, the storm outside roared, and the reflection of the mansion in the lake began to shimmer unnaturally. Eleanor's ghost reached for Claire's hand. Daniel lunged forward, pulling his sister away just as the ghost screamed, a sound of centuries of sorrow, and vanished into mist. The piano slammed shut, the fire extinguished, and silence claimed the mansion once more. When morning came, the storm had passed. The mansion seemed smaller, emptier, almost peaceful. On the shore, Claire found the same silver locket washed up beside her footprints. Inside was not a photograph this time, but a note in Eleanor's delicate script. "The lake keeps what it loves." Claire pocketed the locket, glancing once more at the calm water. The mansion's reflection stared back, but in one of the upper windows, for just a heartbeat, a woman in white waved goodbye.